Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna show you how to implement the latest viral gem Ruby LLM. So for a long time I used to use the OpenAI Ruby gem to integrate basically OpenAI or DeepSeek into my apps. But since they launched this amazing gem with the same code, no need to change anything besides the API key, we can test multiple models. So we can test the output with OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, and DeepSeek. All that without changing a line of code, just the AI keys. So this is the API keys, sorry. So this is really cool. And what they allow you to do is to chat, of course, do vision, audio, PDF analysis. I'm really excited about this embeddings part because that's gonna help us send data from our Ruby on Rails app into the LLM and really get really good results. So yeah, let's have a look at how to add this to a Rails app. So I created a quick guide which is very similar to the guide I have in documentation, but I have adapted it to my boilerplate Lightning Rails. So if you don't have Lightning Rails, no worries, you can still follow this guide with a normal Rails new. It's just that there is a couple of gems that I already have to save time. For example, the .env Rails for the API keys. So let's start. I'm gonna start by creating a new Lightning Rails project. So I'll do a quick start. And I'm gonna clone this one. I'm gonna call it Ruby LLM project video. Okay, so that's gonna clone the Lightning Rails project. If you have purchased a license, you have access for life to this boilerplate and all its updates. So don't hesitate to check it out. I have a link in the description. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go to the LLM video, and now I have one more line, which is bash setup.sh, and this is basically doing all the scaffold for building fast. So it's setting up the project, removing the source code, creating a repo if I want. Yes, I want. I'm gonna call it Ruby LLM. Okay, so now I have a new project, name of my company, super cool AI app. Why is Lightning Rails asking me that? Because it also creates all the legal pages, like a template. Of course, you have to adapt them to your own legal needs, but it will insert the company name and the website, so https supercoolapp.ai. Creating also the SEO tags and stuff with the proper name, creating the database, adding in the file, and now we're ready to go. Okay, so let's open our project. I use Cursor, but you can use VS Code if you want. Start my server, go to localhost. Okay, and so I have the normal Lightning Rails landing page with the UI components already built. If you have Rails new, you should see the Rails default landing page. Don't worry if you don't see the same as me. This is because I'm using Lightning Rails. So let's install AI into our project. I go to the Lightning Rails guide here. Boom. And now you can follow along. So first thing first, we're gonna add the gem to the gem file. Boom. Then after every gem, we want to install. Yeah, you recognize it, you save the file. Yeah, it's there, okay. Then we're gonna add an OpenAI key. So I go to my .env, which should be here. And in here, I'm gonna add my key. So I will cut this part because I don't want you to use my OpenAI key. So I've added the .env file, the API key to the .env file. Now I'm gonna create an initializer, and inside the initializer I'm gonna be adding this config just so that you can connect to the API keys in the env file. So I go to ruby llm.rb, boom. So here you can keep all the ones that you need. In this case I only use OpenAI, but if you're A/B testing to see which model is better, don't hesitate to leave the others. Okay, so the config is done. Let's try it in the console just to see if it works. So I'm gonna start a Rails console, and I'm gonna do a new chat Ruby LLM dot chat, and I'm gonna do the model GPT 4.0 mini, and that should instantiate something. We have a chat, nice, with the proper model. Perfect, looks good. Now let's do a first message, let's say. So I'm gonna go here and ask. So we're gonna ask with the prompt, hello, are you a real person? Okay, so we already have an answer with the role and even the tokens and that we use. So this is really cool. I'm an AI language created to assist you. So just in less than 5 minutes, we have set up AI in our Rails project. This is amazing. We can go even further and actually give some context to the LLM. So if you're building a chatbot or a translator, anything that's text or image or speech recognition, you can always give them a little bit more context. And to do that, you just have to add message, and then you're gonna say role system, because by default is user, so it's a user basically asking the LLM. In this case, we're gonna do systems because we're giving instructions to the LLM, and the content is gonna be something like, you are an expert Ruby on Rails developer, make answer every question step by step and explain each line of code. So you see I'm giving it context. This is the basic of prompt engineering. Okay, so now I send the message. I don't get any response back because I'm not asking anything, I'm just giving instructions. And so now if I use the same chat, it's important to not instantiate a new one because otherwise you lose these instructions. But if I start a new one and I say chat.ask, I think I can ask directly, what are your instructions? The LLM should have a couple of instructions. Let's see. I'm assigned to assist you, provide information, answering question, offering explanation of wide range of stuff, including programming, Ruby on Rails. You'll have a specific question, need guidance, or a particular topic, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to answer step by step. So we can see that it picked up the instructions. Of course, it can go much further. So the example I give here in the Lightning Rails documentation is a bit more detailed. And you can also go with a multi-line prompt for the system as well. So really give a lot of instructions here. Okay, so this gem is really, really useful. You can find in here the documentation, the official documentation, and even here a few guides to go further. So how to do image generation, embeddings for doing really crazy search in your database with AI. So I really invite you to dive into this library. It's really, really good. What I'm going to be doing now is add a service to my app just to check if it's working, and then I'll let you continue from there. So let's touch app services. I don't have services, so let's create the folder app services and then touch app services and Ruby, how did I call it here? Multi-provider model. Multiple provider model service. Okay. And I'm going to use this example. And we're going to check how this works. I forgot the .rb. Okay. So what it's doing is that in the initialize method, it's instantiating the new Ruby LLM, it's important you put it here, because if you're training with, for example, we have the system and then we're asking information, and imagine we have it in two methods. So for example, system prompt, and I would move this here. You really don't want to instantiate a new, I think we're gonna need, yeah, that should work. You don't want to instantiate a new Ruby LLM instance for every method, otherwise you're gonna lose actually those instructions. So we wanted to initialize, that way every time that we do multi-provider models .new, it's gonna be calling this initialize method, and then on this we can call the instance method analyze product, and it takes an argument in my case, so it's taking a URL and then passing it to this prompt, and then this result you can use it anywhere you want. So let's have a look at this. So this is kind of an analyzing tool for Product Hunt. It's very basic. Let's test that in our Rails console. So if I do multiproviders.new and then I call the method analyze product on it, let's have a look at what it does. So it's taking a bit of time. That's a good sign. It means that it's actually doing something in the background. It's calling the OpenAI API. Okay, so now we have a proper analysis. And this is returned as a big string. So my next step, if I were to continue this app, which actually, spoiler alert, I'm building a Product Hunt roast page with a much more complex AI logic, but this is the start. So you feel free to also copy the idea and do it your own. The next step is to parse this big string so that I can save it into my database and I can kind of keep track of all this feedback that the AI is giving me. And so as you can see, this method, I mean this line of code, the class instance, the instantiation plus the instance method can be called in your controller. It can be attached to a controller action and then to a route so that you can have a button generate roast or analyze product. And that's it. You have your first step into having AI into your app. Thank you very much for watching, and I will add all the links into the description. If you have ideas of other guides, don't hesitate to comment also. I'll be happy to make them. Thank you.